Hi everyone, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I am here with a flip through. It's kind of a continuation also of a journal that I was making on my channel. So this is technically part 4, the finished product, and also a flip through. I made this on my channel and we went through how we constructed it. The last final decorating and all that, I do that on my own because it is so time consuming. But for the most part, all of it was done on my channel. And so I will go ahead and put those tutorials out there on the playlist so that you can find them if you're interested in how I did it. Okay, so this journal is inside this pouch, and the pouch was made basically with a mailing folder that I just got from the dollar store, and it was covered with just some vintage music paper. And all of this is, most of this is vintage. There's some that's not vintage, but I would say at least 80% of everything is vintage. All the laces, the trims, the material, the doilies, the buttons, everything. And this is the back. It has some poinsettias. I went over this with Stains by Patty Pockets, and that was I think two or three coats is what I did, and it gave it a really nice finish. It made it kind of sturdy. A lot of this is very reinforced on the inside with athletic tape and material and lace. It's reinforced on the sides. It's sewn several times on the bottom, so it's a pretty sturdy bag for you know, being made out of basically a manila folder, a mailing envelope, but it does have a manila folder on the inside also lining it as further support. So it has all that going on, and it does have a lot lace and doilies and things. It has a double layer coming over the front. It's kind of a lip, and this is a pocket here, and it has some vintage buttons here. So there's a pocket in here. I didn't put anything in these pockets. This is really meant not even so much as to hold the journal, but it's to hold your mementos, your things that you would keep in here, maybe as you're working on your journal. Maybe you want to take the things out that are in the journal and add them where you want to add them. Most of the time when I do my journals, about at least 70% to maybe 80% of the things are removable, so you can take them out and put them in where you want, and this one is the same. Anyway, the back also has a pocket, and that's just for you to put your things in there that you want to put in there. It does have these beautiful doilies on there, and these are very vintage, and one of them's kind of a cotton, and one of them, well, actually I guess they're both cotton, but they're just two different weights, so it's really kind of neat. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and when you open it, you will see that this is just the top of the mailer, and it is reinforced with this lace, and it's meant to look, you know, tattered and shabby, so, but it is all in there, and it does have this lip of doilies here, and that's what you use to close it. This picture is from Calico Collage, Golden Christmas. Most of the papers that are in this journal are from Golden Christmas in Calico Collage, and the other things are tailor-made journals, some from the Graphics Fairy, a few from Vintage by Me, and a few from Artie Mays. But a majority of it, I would say a good 70% is the Golden Christmas Calico Collage. And this is part of that. Anyway, this has been put on there. There's a gold foil doily that's kind of been, you know, put on there that's not 100% to make it look older. This is covered with beeswax, so it's very durable. And then there's some paper behind that also, just to give you that pop of red. Okay, I'm going to pull out the journal, and you will see it does fit, okay? It does fit. It is a chunky little one signature journal, and it has over 80 pages in it. And it is very, very full, but it is super comfortable in your hands. It's all squishy. This is made out of the shipping envelope that I kind of went crazy for, and I know other people have, I've seen them use it. It's the brown recyclable ones that you get from Amazon, and I'm hearing that Walmart has them, but I haven't gotten one. So this is what that is. That's what that's made out of. And basically all I did with that is I used cardstock on the inside. The spine is reinforced not only with material, but with Tyvek. And it does have the cardstock on the inside. It's meant to be pliable and squishy. It's not, you know, as pliable as 100% material journal, but it does, you know, it does move a lot. The outside is, let me see, I thought I remembered that, but it's about 6 by 9, a little under 9. You do have this lace kind of protruding out all the way around, and that it's really not lace. You'll see what it is. It's just a vintage, I guess it's a handkerchief or a napkin probably. Anyway, on the back, you have this ticking with some vintage part of a doily and vintage part of, I believe that was part of a tablecloth at one time. And then you've got this vintage tie here. This is cording here. You have again an image, and I'm going to untie this so you can see it. You have an image here that is from the Golden Christmas kit, and it is covered in beeswax to protect it. And this cover and part of this music paper that's behind here, this has all been coated with the Stain by Patty Pockets. Also, I think it has about 3 coats on it, and it really did a great job of making it look like leather, I would say. Okay, so the outside does have this trim that you can see, and it has other trims on the bottom that are kind of just dripping out of the bottom. Not a ton. It's supposed to be kind of a shabby, grungy. I wouldn't really call it grungy. I would call it shabby. It's been old and loved and that kind of a look. Okay, so anyway, let's open it up. I want to show you in the front, you have, this is what I was talking about. So I think it was probably a napkin. I don't know. It seems too stiff. It's a linen fabric. These are 2 separate things. This is a half of, I'm not sure actually what this was. It was just a long oval, and I cut it in half and hemmed it and made a pocket. And I put that on top of this little napkin or whatever it was, okay? So here's your pocket here, but there's also a pocket in the cover, and you've got this cool journaling card in there with that pretty Santa, and that's part of that Golden Christmas as well. And it fits in there just perfectly. And I put this tab on there so that when you put your tie on, it doesn't really disrupt the tie. And it kind of goes with it. Okay. Anyway, this is the pocket that I put on here that is separate. And of course, you've got your lace down there. And it does have some journaling cards in it. This cool picture. And this, I thought you could write, you know, a note or whatever if you're giving it as a gift or saying it's yours, or, oh, I knew there was something else. This is just a little fabric flip that I put in there, and you could tuck something underneath that if you wanted to. I did a lot of this throughout the journal where I used tape and vintage laces and things like that to make it look like the book was held together that way. It's really not. I did do a journal like that on my channel, but this is made to look like it is held together like that. But it's really just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And again, it's 80 pages, so it's really over 80 pages. A lot of the pages in the journal are for writing. It is, I would say, even though it has a lot of stuff in it, it's really a writing journal. But I decorated a lot of the pages that you would even be writing on. This has gesso on it, spray, and also some stenciling with texture paste, just to give it a kind of old world elegant look. And then this has been stamped and sprayed just to give you that look. This is coffee dyed paper that's a little bit more grungy. This is just the baking parchment paper that I use when I coffee dye my paper, and I just love the way it sounds. Most all the pages in here have been torn, so they're not perfectly even, and that's on purpose, okay? And torn and inked and whatever, so they're not perfect, and that's kind of what I was going for. This is just a coffee dyed envelope, and I just put a little tab on there, and it's got a little journaling card in it. It's really cute. So put that in there, and you could put a lot more in there. I didn't fill this up to the brim, but it is pretty full. And of course you could journal on that. I didn't want to mess with it. I thought it looked good. Here is just a little tuck spot here. I made a little collage down there, and you've got one of these little pictures. You've got some advertising and some more advertising. And this is all supposed to be from like the Victorian era, so I tried to keep everything within that. This is a page that we did gesso and stamping and embossing and inking, and so there's a lot going on, but it's still all light enough that you can definitely write in there. This is a bag that we put in there, and I just put a coffee dyed doily here, so you could write something here if you wanted to, just to give you a little extra journaling space. Although between the journaling cards and the amount of space in here, there is a lot of room to write in this journal. Here's another beautiful journaling card. And then again, this is the Golden Christmas, and I thought that was fit in there perfectly in the little bags. And also we have just this vintage copy of a receipt, and it's been copied on vellum, just to put in there for just, I like the texture of it. Here is just an envelope that has been glued down to the bag with this beautiful foiled doily, and I wanted this to not look so grungy. I wanted it to look more old than grungy. I wanted it to look like something that had been around for a long time and loved. And that's why the gold and the gilding is that, you know, it's Christmas. And even back then they did like that stuff, especially in the Victorian era. So I thought there would be some of it in there. Anyway, so there's just a little pocket with this sweet journaling card here. I'll put that back in. Maybe, maybe not. It's always hard to do that. And then here's just some paper that looks old. That is always great to write on. On the other side is a pocket. And again, you have another receipt. So that just goes right in there. I may not be able to put that in. It's always hard to do it upside down. If I can't get it in, I'll just put it aside. I'm not going to waste your time. That's just another page that was so pretty. I didn't want to do anything to cover it up. Here is another page. This one was done with texture paste and then gesso and spraying and inking and that type of thing. This is just a coffee dyed paper with lines. And then see, this is what I'm talking about. And it does reinforce it. I mean, these are glued down. It has washi tape in it, masking tape, and athletic tape. And that's something we did on my channel. We inked it all up to use it in this. I guess I'm thinking if you had something like this that was passed on to your family, it would be taped up and it probably wouldn't always be pretty. It would be practical, you know, it would be falling apart if you had it this long. And that's kind of the look I was going for. So here are two journaling cards that I put in there to make a pocket. And it has another journaling card on the inside with this sweet picture of Santa in his workshop. Put that in there. And you certainly could put more in here if you wanted to. You don't, you know, it was already pretty full. So here is just a page that we did stamping on and, you know, made it look a little bit older than it already looked. Here is just something that's been put on as a pocket, and there's two journaling cards in there. And plenty of room to write. And this is an embossed page here, again with the gesso and the inking and all of that. And then the other part of that parchment paper. I just love that sound. That's one thing too, is that you'll see like these coffee dyed papers. I kept the really grungy kind of ones that were burnt on the ends, and that's what I put in this journal. So, and then here's some more of the tape and the washi tape to make it look like it's holding this in. And then I think there's a journaling card in here. And I think this is just an advertisement from the Victorian era. And see, that's the coffee dyed paper that's falling apart. Here is another doily that has been put on these bags. And again, you could write on that if you wanted to. Inside, you have this sweet journaling card with Santa in the toy shop. And then you've got this paper that is the story of a cheap Christmas tree. I didn't read all this. I read part of it. But I thought that was an interesting thing to put in there. And the cool thing about having these bags in there is you can put anything, you know, stuff any kind of memento. On the other side is an envelope flip up, and it's got two pockets here and then two pockets in the back. And in the front, we've got just some cute little journaling cards. And then in the back, we've got one in front and then one in the back. I'm not going to pull that all the way out because then I won't be able to get it back in. I'm going to move that down because I know what's going to happen. Probably not going to be able to get any of this out. Put that all back in there. There we go, and that one goes right there in the middle. So there's 2 pockets in the back and 2 in the front. Lots of places to put things, but it's always hard to put it in upside down. That's a beautiful page. I love this page and that image. I really thought about fussy cutting this out and putting it on in the front, but I went ahead with this and left it. Here is this beautiful texture paste and the gesso, and it's really something that's very texture. I mean, you can feel it, and it's just a nice feeling, but very practical because you can certainly write on that. Here's another one of our old pages that were stamped on. This is just some more of that tape. This is a coffee dyed envelope. This is the one side. I left that open for journaling. The other side has a journaling card attached to it, and it makes a pocket on the outside here, and you've got this really cute picture of the little angel doing the Christmas tree, and then you have this little journaling card that goes back in here. And in the inside, I don't even remember what we had put in here. Okay, so yeah, you've got an advertisement for Shakespeare, and then a old postcard. So put that in here. And that is just some very, very well done paper there. This is a pocket that I made, and this is very vintage lace with some red trim, and I believe there's some cotton behind it just so it has enough weight, you know, that it can hold something. And it has all kinds of things. It's got this beautiful envelope that has something in it. Oh, it has a couple of postcards, or it has this journaling card also. And if you haven't noticed, this is what I'm talking about as far as the things that you can take out, and definitely fill it, you know, take it out, keep it in the bag with some of your other mementos, and then maybe, you know, and this is just an advertisement. Put them in as you see fit or whatever. Okay, so here we go. Again, some more of the stenciling with the texture paste and the spraying and the gessoing. This is just the coffee dyed paper. Some more stenciling and with the texture paste and gesso and all of that. This is the center of the signature, and it's got 2 tuck spots, and the tuck spots are the middle of the doilies that were cut out to look like just 2 smaller doilies, and then they have something on it. It has this cute basket. This one says, "Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year," and then it's got some journaling cards underneath it. So those are cute. And then some more on this side. So anyway, that's those with this pretty picture. It does have some charms, a little snowflake, and then little bells. Okay, so this is just a little tuck spot on where they have the stenciling, just to give it some added interest, but you still have all this writing room. And you can see how cool that the texture of the gesso looks on there with this sweet bird and some vintage lace underneath it. It has this great picture. And then here, this really sweet journaling card. I'm going to put all that back. That went like that. I don't remember. Just some coffee dyed paper, some more stenciling. On this side, we have a pocket with the ticking and some trim. And you have this beautiful picture behind there and some more journaling cards. That is, an almanac page, I guess, and another journaling card. And they just fit right in there. Okay, and this is just, you know, coffee dyed ledger paper, but this is probably the stuff that I had at the bottom, and so it's a little bit more grungy. This is just some of the scrapbook paper that I use to line the front here. I don't know if you can even see it, but that's the color that's in there. And I just made a little flippy thingy with that. And it has an opening, and it has a sweet journaling card in there. Go back in there. And then it has a pretty picture there, and then over there. This is some more of the old stamped, you know, distressed papers with some more of the tape on it. And then this is some more stenciling with the gesso. On this side we have another pocket with a mother of pearl button, and these buttons are all vintage. And then you've got some journaling cards. You've got this really cute picture, this journaling card, and then this is, I guess it's supposed to be candy. And there's some more. Chocolates and cocoa and order blank. So put that all in here. Boy, I had a lot in that pocket, huh? This is just a glassine bag, and there's a pocket in front and a pocket in back. And this has just a journaling card that I put some Nuvo drops on here and just kind of outline some things just to give it a little extra oomph. And behind it, you have this little journaling card. Put those two in here. And then this beautiful picture right there. And it's on a bag, and that bag has this sweet journaling card. Okay. And then inside the bag, you have this copy of this advertisement, Everything for Your Christmas Tree. So, which would have been around the same era. Put that all in here. It's got all that room to journal on the back of the card, on the back of the paper. And then on the back of the bag, because again, we put another coffee dyed doily on there. Some coffee dyed paper, another coffee dyed envelope, and I love all the pattern in there. It does have some washi tape here. And this is, you know, not just for show. It does actually reinforce this and that. And it reinforces all the parts of the coffee dyed paper. And the inside, it has a journaling card, upside down. Put that back in there. Some more of that parchment paper. Some more of the embossing with the spraying and gessoing. On the other side of that, you have a tuck over here. And if you pull everything out of that, you've got this nice lined paper that you can certainly write on. You've got this picture, you've got this journaling card, and then you've got this advertisement for the unbreakable, guaranteed unbreakable dolls. So, and it looks like they were $1. So what a deal. Put that over here. Right, and then some more of our paper that's been stamped. This is just a place to journal. This is the vintage music paper that's been put on top of a coffee dyed envelope. And then here is a journaling card that goes inside this spot where you can journal also. And then on this side, you have all this room to journal on this coffee dyed paper. And plus you have this sweet journaling card. And put that in there. Okay. Oop. It's always hard to do things upside down. There's plenty of room in there. I'm just not angling it right. And then this is some more coffee dyed paper. This is again the gessoed and stenciled with the texture paste and sprayed. And anyway, it's part of the process in my playlist. And this is just a cluster up here on this beautiful page. And then you've got this really pretty postcard and an advertisement for mincemeat. Yum. Anyway, here's some paper that's made to look old. Certainly can journal on that. This is another bag here, and then this is a glassine bag on top of it with this cluster here. And you've got this journaling card in front, plus another journaling card, and then yet another tag. So that goes here. I believe this goes here, and that goes in there. Okay. Inside we have this really pretty journaling card, and then we have the designers of Christmas offering. And so it tells you about the different contests. Pretty cool. All right. And then here is another doily, a copy. These are all coffee dyed doilies that I put on there, but I figured it gives you a little writing room. And then this again is embossed and sprayed and stamped and all that, and gesso. This is a vintage piece of tablecloth that's been put on to red vellum, and just to kind of, so you can see the red coming through. And then a couple of postcards. On this side, you have a bingo card. On the other side, you have a bingo card. And in the inside, you have a couple of journaling cards. Waterman's Ideal fountain pen and another journaling card. Anytime now. I don't know why I bother putting this stuff back. Just mainly because I wouldn't remember where I put it. Some more of that cool parchment paper with the, and all of this athletic tape and masking tape, washi tape, excuse me. All of those things are glued down, so they're not going to come off. And then this really pretty. This is coffee dyed paper. Kind of neat. And this is the old paper that's been stamped on this side too. This is some more stenciling and gessoing and all the others. This is some vintage lace that's been put on this tatting. And you've got these journaling cards there with a cool picture. Got this little tiny journaling card. This opens up to be a big journaling card. So you've got this, and you've got this. So there's a lot in that little pocket. Oh wait, I forgot. In the front pocket, it has two pockets, one in the back and then one in the front. And the one in the front has this little card for candy, it looks like. I think candy was a very popular gift to give people back then, because I've seen several things advertising candy. So anyway, there is lots. This is the last page, and this is a vintage, gosh, I don't even know for sure what this was. I would like to say napkin, but this is the size of the whole thing. So I don't know, just like a doily, but it's all cotton. And what I did is I cut it, and I glued part of the back down and then part of this so that you have a pocket back here, and put some trim on it. And also it hangs over the back, so you've got that kind of nice little trim hanging out. Anyway, here is what we have in it. We've got this envelope with this really pretty journaling card. And that goes in there. I thought they'd be cool if you want to write somebody a note or something. And then another journaling card. So I am going to put those back in, and they just fit right in the back. It's kind of a long pocket. It's a pretty good size one too, though. So you could definitely stash something in there. And that is it, guys. That is the entire journal. It will be in my Etsy shop when you see this. I don't think I will be making another one this year like this, but I certainly loved it. It was a lot of fun. I think the style is just really really fun for me to do, and I am going to, you know, it's going to be hard for me to get rid of this one but if I don't, I end up with a ton of them, and which basically I still have. So also too, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and comment. Every time you comment, you are entered in a giveaway, and every 100 new viewers, I give away something to three of my subscribers. So I think we'll be there probably in another week. So every time you comment on a video, you will be entered. And so just, you know, comment and subscribe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope my regular viewers enjoyed the finished product, because I'm going to try and do that more. I tend to, you know, start something and then go on to the next thing. So I'm going to try and show you the finished thing right after. But anyway, that is what you get, and you certainly could leave it in there. It does fit. Or you could just keep your extra things in there also, because it's rather pretty, I think. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're inspired, and well, hope to see you soon, and I will put the playlist attached to this video. Thank you.